Hello, friends. Welcome back. Bar's Closed, Season 2, Episode 2. So I figure we'll keep it a little light tonight. I was going to go deep dive into some other stuff on my mind, but then I thought, something really just breezed across me over the last few days. And since I had spoken of Tahoe in the past, I thought I'd just kind of get it out of the way because I don't really plan on having the sidekick story come in all too often unless he just makes his cameos. But in this, as I was talking a little bit in this last year for me, kind of the idea of meltdowns and breakthroughs and kind of apocalyptic mind benders. Tahoe's, it's consistently been right there by my side and has been my steady, and it's really been one of the most sincere, unconditionally loving, conscious beings in my life at this moment. And I was thinking as we were walking the other day, how obvious it was that I had learned to walk with him, that we walked each other, and that has really changed up things for me a little bit more, just in around the relationship in general for myself and with others. But, I think we often see this with people with their pets and these kinds of relationships we have with animals and the unconditional love that we get to experience with them. And for me, this is true for all, that we feel better for it. We know we're going to feel better for it when we invest in having a relationship with a pet. And so I noticed in the beginning, as I was really being a trainer and pulling Tahoe, close to me and heel and all the different things, that was important. And he is a well-mannered dog, but at this point, he's actually really spending more time in his day walking me, and much of that is him following his nose. He's a golden retriever, and he just wants to smell everything. And for me, if I tried to fight that on every single walk, it would just be horrible. It'd be a ridiculous walk every single day. It'd be hard work. And so I've given in and surrendered and really just let Tahoe decide if we're going to go a little bit more right or a little bit more left, or if we're going to pause for 30 or 45 seconds while he really gets into that leaf and smells who has been there. And I don't know what's going through his head, but, I think that's something that kind of rings true for how we can accept people in our lives and relationships in our lives, is to realize that we're really truly in it together, and that we're always walking each other, and that, no one person is in charge of the agenda and how quickly it should happen, or what path we should always take. And that kind of agreement between he and I has really rung true for me, for one. And, I talked about just kind of where he decides to do his bowel movements, and in that too, it really made it clear that he knows. And he takes his time and figures out, when it's going to happen and where it's going to happen and why it's going to happen in there. And once again, for me, the only thing I need to understand is that he needs 2 of these a day. And that when he has them, he's happy. He's relieved. He's relaxed. He can go back in. It's almost like, if he had skin, if I could see his skin, it'd be like he'd be all uptight, and his ingestion, his constitution would just be nervous, which it is. And you could see it in his complexion. And then once he has that moment and gets all that out of him, he's just relaxed. The walk is easier. He's not kind of pulling to get to the place to do it. We take time getting, back even more. And so for me, it's like, now what does it matter? All that matters is that, I want to see Tahoe happy. And we got to do that twice a day. And it's going to happen in a different way every single day. And that feels good, just to take out all the mystery of it and just be his ally and allow him to be mine, and life is better. So today's musings, bar is closed. Good night.